Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Zuri IT. We are going to create a triangular calculator for using base and height of a triangle to calculate for hypotenuse, area, and cost using their respective formula. Make sure you have your Android Studio installed and a testing device like an emulator or mobile phone. I will be using an emulator for my project. This is what we are coming to do. As you can see, this is the base, the height, the calculate button, new button, exit button. And then in the result section, we have hypo or hypotenuse. We have area, we have cost. Let's proceed. So firstly, if you don't have any project, you have to create a new project. But since I have a project, I'm just going to the activity section and then empty views activity. So here I name my activity name. Let's say our triangle, triangle, and calculate. Cal. Okay, make sure the language is Java. You're using Java for the source language. Now finish. Okay, now this is the Java part, but we have to start from the XML or the design part where we are going to design. So this place is only for the design, but this place is the design and then the XML code. So we are going with this one so that we can see what we are doing. Let me shift it small. Okay, let's start. I'm going to remove from this place and replace it with linear layout. Linear layout. And then I'll be adding orientation. So for the orientation, okay, let me start from the linear layout. The linear layout is just like a container that is covering everything. If you are familiar with HTML, we use div. Yeah, the linear layout is just similar to it. And then for the orientation, we have vertical and horizontal. So for the vertical, it means that we want everything in that linear layout to start from the top to the bottom. And then when we choose horizontal, which means we want to start from the left to right. So right now for the first one, we are going with vertical because we want everything to come from top to the bottom. Okay, for the width match parent and then height match parent. For match parent, it means we are covering every part of the width. So, but don't worry, we'll come across it again and then I'll explain it better. So, the first thing we have here is we have a triangular. So, we are going with that first. So, another linear layout again, so that we can have control over that section. Okay, for the width, they are asking us if we want match parent, wrap content, or anything. So we are going with match parent because we want it to cover from the left to the right. So let's go with match parent. And then for the height, we are going to use wrap content. When we say wrap, it means we are going to wrap something like something. If you wrap something, you are covering all that side, like the full package itself. You are packaging it, so the wrapper will be so attached to it. So that's just what wrap content means. So we attach orientation as well. So for this one, the orientation we can use either vertical or horizontal. It won't change anything because we are only going to have only one thing. So let's just use vertical, and then okay, let me cover it first. Let me close it. So if you want to close the linear layout, if you want to close it, you bring a greater than sign, and then it will bring you the closing tag. Okay, so now we are going to use text view. We use text view for text, edit text for inputs box. We have button, we have uh, radio, and then the rest. So let's go with the text view. It's for text. So the for the width, we are going with match parent again. Then for the heights, we are going with wrap content. So we bring text and then write the text inside the string. We have triangular, calculator. We can see it's so attached to the top. So we want to bring it down small. So let's add margin, margin top. Let's go with 20 dB. Okay, 20 dB is cool. Now we have to add text size. Text size we are going with go with 30. This is too big. 20. Okay, 20 dB is cool. So we want to put it at the center. So let's go with gravity. So gravity center. Now we have it at the center. Now we close it. For the text view, if you want to close it, you just bring forward slash. Then it will bring you the other one. If you can see the difference, for the linear layout, we use just this one. But for this one, and then it will bring you the closing tag, this one. Alright. For the text view, we use this. Then that's it. Okay. So let's see what we have again. Okay. Now we have the base and then the height. So let's go. So we are going to have a linear layout again. So let's go with a linear layout again. Linear layout. We are going with match parent, and then wrap content for the height. The orientation is still going to be okay for this one. The orientation will be horizontal because if you can see, let me go back to the design. This is the you have the base here. This is the base, and then the input box is beside it. So which means we started from the left going to the right. So which means if the layout is horizontal or the flow is horizontal. Let's continue. Let's add margin top here so that it won't get too close. Let's go with 10 dp and then we close it. Okay, now the base there is a test view. So we are going to test view first. So for the test view, we are going with wrap content and then the height to wrap content. So we bring the test, which is base. You can see it there. It's too small. Test size. We go with 20. We go with 25 dp. Okay, let's close it. But we don't want it to be so attached to the left margin. So if you guess, if you can guess, we are going with margin left or margin start. So let's add it here. You can add it anywhere within this place. Need to work. Margin left. Let's add 20 dp. Okay, we are at the base. So now it's not that attached to the left margin. Okay. So now we are going with the let's go back to the define. This an input box. So this is an input box. So we bring it. So the for the input box, we use edit test, like I said earlier, for it. So for the width, we are going to use okay, if you use wrap content, we won't be able to see it, so we have to give it constant something constant. So let's go with 200 dp. And then the height we go with wrap content. If you can we can see it that much. Okay, it's showing now. All right. Okay, let's go back to the main thing. We need to add background. So the background, let's go with some color. Okay, this one is cool. So wrap content. Okay, let's give the editors some background. But this one we are going to use the background. We are going to use let's use card view latency. Okay, this one is cool. I also attach to the base, so let's give it some margin. So we are going with margin left again. 20 dp. um, we have to add the text inside first and see. We have some zero inside. So we are going with alignment. So that's because you have to have the number on the right side. Alignment. Text alignment. We are going with view end. End means the right side. You can see it, the effect. Let's close it. Okay, now we have our base and then the input box there. Okay, before that, there's something important, which is the ID. We need to add the ID in the ads and then the ID. Then we give it TST. Let's use base base O. The ID is so important. Don't forget, you are going to use it in the Java part. Okay, you can just have a shortcut because the next one is height. If you can see, it has the same thing as the base. So we are just going to copy and paste it. So don't forget, we have to close from the linear layout itself like this, or we have to copy from that place, from the linear layout to this one, and we copy it, and then give some space and then paste it. Now we have two base. So we have to change the name. Here we are changing to height, and then we are changing it to height. Okay, now let's go back and see the next one. Okay, we have the buttons, calculate new and then exit. So this one too, we need to bring a linear layout. Linear layout. We have match parent because we are covering from the left to the right. And then we have wrap content for the height. Orientation will be horizontal because we want the calculate button, the new button, and then the exit button to start from the left to the right. Then let's add margin top. Margin top, we are going with, let's go with 30 dp. You can see it's there. So let's close it. Okay, now let's bring the first button, which is, so the first button, the width will be wrap content, the height to wrap content, because we don't want to cover every part. You can see it there already. We want some text inside, which is calculate. Let's make it caps. Okay, we have a calculate there already. Let's change the background, but this background we are going to use background tint, and then let's use green for the background. So ash is too light. Let's use this one. Okay, let's not forget the most important thing, which is the ID. Don't forget to bring the @ plus ID and then forward slash. So the ID will be, let's say, btn calculate, btn calculate. Okay, let's close it. Okay, to get the other buttons, we can just copy this button. This time around, we're not copying from the linear layout. We're copying just the button. So we paste it here. Let's correct this one before we paste the other one. So we change the name. We are going with new, and then we change the text. Okay, okay. Now let's change the color for the new button. Let's go with yellow, D0. Okay, this is cool. Now let's copy this same button and use it for the exit button. Let's change it to exit. Let's change the ID to exit. Okay, let's change the background tint of the exit to red. Okay, let's go back to the linear layout and then use the center. So gravity center. Okay, now it's the center. We want the space, there should be some space there. So let's do it for the new first. Use margin left. You can use margin right and then it will work, to still work. Then it's cool. Same thing for the exit. 10 dp. So now let's check the next thing to do. Okay, now we are going to the results section. So we have the hypo, the area, and then the cost. Okay, for this one, we can just copy from the base and height. So let's go back to the base and height. So We'll copy this one first. This is for the height. Let's copy it and then set it here. Okay, before that, let's bring another linear layout and then put a background to it. Linear layout. Okay, the width we are going with match parent, content, orientation, vertical, margin, top 20 dB. Okay, so now let's insert that linear layout here. Okay, we have it here. Okay, but we don't want to use edit text. So we'll remove the edit text and replace it with text view. The reason we are doing this is that we don't want anyone to be able to input inside a edit view or input box, because whenever we use the edit text, someone will be able to write inside, but for the text view you can do that. So we change this to txt hypo hypo. Let's change it as well. Let's change here hypotenuse. Okay, we don't want to have anything in there, so let's remove it. Okay, now we have our hypotenuse. So with this we can copy this hypotenuse and replace it with, and then paste it just under this linear layout, not this. So be careful. Okay, now we change it to, the next one we have is area. This area, change it to area. Then we change the ID here to area. The area is the most important. The ID is the most important thing here. Okay, we want to make sure that this this text view is under this one, just under it. So let's increase the margin left. Let's see 100. Okay, even though 100 is too much, but it's closer. So let's make it 95. Okay, 95 is cool. So now we are going with the next one, which is cost. So we go with cost again. Let's change it to cost. Cost. Now let's add the margin 95. Okay, 95 is cool. Okay. Now let's go with the last one. We have by Zuri. Let's put something there so that anyone that sees it will know that, oh, we design our thing. So we can just bring the test view here. We use test view for that. So let's go with match parent, then wrap content. Use test. Write by Zuri. You can add the at symbol here. Just write your name there. Let's add test size. Let's go with, can go with 50 and see. Okay, TDP is cool. Let's add margin top. This margin top should be big. The TDP is still not enough. It's 40. No, let's close it. Okay, I want to do something. I'll put this test view outside this one to be on the main linear layout. Okay, gravity center. Okay, we want to put some background here on this main linear layout. So we are going to use the first one, not this one. We are going to use the first one. The first one is what is covering them, but this one is for the hypotenuse. This one is what is covering. You can see the blue border around it. So let's add some background. Let's go with dark and see. It's too much. Go with hash 000. It's too much. Mm, this is okay. Let's use hash. This is cool. Um, one thing we forgotten to add result here. So the result will just be at the top here in the test view. Use match parent wrap content. the test. We have results. With the test size, we have 20 dB. Okay, this number we can just close it like that. Um, let's bring this thing closer to the center small. We are going right. So let's add margin. Sorry, let's add margin top here. Okay, this is not bad. Now let's run our app and see. My emulator is set. Starting up. Now let's test our app. You can see if you calculate it, it's not doing anything. And new is not doing anything because we didn't do anything at the back end. Okay, thank you for watching this video. We'll proceed with the Java parts in our next video. See, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Have a nice day.